Don't believe a single word he says on the first 3 dates. Dads give better dating advice than mums do, but it's more likely to make you upset. Every man in your friend zone fancies you. Every woman is a trophy woman. Living with a man doesn't speed up how quickly he proposes to you, it usually slows it down. Tell him that something's broken in your house. If he doesn't offer to fix it or call someone who can fix it, he doesn't like you. Every man's love language is physical touch. There's always a reason he hasn't asked you out. Talking stages. When you keep your sense of humour, you keep the power in a relationship. Go out with people that make you feel the version of you that you really like. If he's not travelling to see you, he doesn't really like you. If his friends and family can talk him out of dating you, he was never in love with you.
So many women claim they want a high-value man, but many really don't know what they're actually asking for. It seems nice, but you will be challenged in ways that'll force you to elevate your own standards that you even set for yourself. No more playing victim, because these men want a woman who takes responsibility for their lives, including holding yourself accountable when you act out of line by being disrespectful. So even if you're triggered and it feels justified, you do have to realize you're with somebody who actually lives the life that they preach, not the ones who claim they are and then turn around and then behave differently. And if you're still working through some trauma, which, surprise, most of us are, then you're gonna feel exposed and vulnerable when he calls you out on it. But the beauty is, he's so gentle and understanding with your growth because he knows what it's like to push through that pain himself. So if you're ready to do the work and change your life, then go ahead, date a high value man. But don't do it just because you're in love with the fantasy, because it is not for the weak.
These modern women think that a man is supposed to want what she wants. I say the plan, I announce it, you're supposed to want it too, right? If your vision is different from mine, then you must not really even like me. You gotta be exactly like.
Y'all, breakups are definitely harder on men. And I'm not just saying that. Studies back this up. And I'm about to tell you why. Studies show that men are more emotionally invested in relationships. And there's not much of a difference between men and women in infidelity in relationships. Men tend to not have so much outside support. Normally when they're in relationships, they're confiding in the person that they're with. Women, on the other hand, tend to confide into their friends, family, and other support systems. So men don't have that sense of support on the other side of the relationship. It also tends to be harder for a man to decide to be in a committed relationship. So when he's in it, he tends to take it very seriously. Women are also more likely to seek out other supports like therapy in order to process through the breakup. So y'all, let's stop the stereotype. Relationships matter to men. Men do feel pain. Men's emotions and feelings matter too.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I'll never do my husband's laundry. Why? Because that's not my job. I'm not my husband's personal assistant. I'm his wife. Right, so why aren't you doing his laundry? Oh, it's not just his laundry. I don't cook dinner. I don't set up his doctor's appointments. And I'm not cleaning up his messes. He's a grown man. He can do it himself. Hang on, this doesn't sound like it has anything to do with your husband. It sounds like you just want to prove a point to people. What? The way you're saying this stuff. It's like you just take pride in not doing what most wives do. Yes, because I'm not going to be a part of this labor force. Again, do you hear yourself? This isn't about your husband and his capabilities. It's about you hanging on to your feminist image. Does your husband ever brag about the things he's not doing for you? Does he consider chivalry and serving you as a man to be labor? I mean, the reason you're so excited about not doing these traditional things is because you've been convinced by some feminist deity that it's your mission to reject them. If you loved your husband and wanted to serve him, you would. Instead, you consciously avoid serving him. That's not love. That's just worshiping ideology at someone's expense. Pick-me explanation. Classic feminist name calling.
And you sit up here and listen to these modern women talk about how they can't find a good man. Up to a singles event, can't seem to find a man. It's just a figment of my imagination. It's like Sasquatch. It's like Bigfoot. He doesn't exist. There are sightings, but the Loch Ness Monster. That's exactly what he is. I cannot find him. But then y'all go out here and disrespect the man, talk trash about the man, and then y'all get confused. Well, he not showing up to singles event. He's not showing up to singles event. I can't really find a man to talk to me in the gym. Man, I go to the church, man. I go to the grocery store. I'm up here at the gas station at 6 a.m. creeping on men. I'm at Home Depot peeking around the corner, creeping on men. Can't find anybody. It's not a mystery. It's just that you run your mouth too much. And now men don't
If you're my sister and you want to get married in 2026, here are 3 things I would tell you, and you might not like the last one. First one, work on your self-concept. How do you see yourself? What are the thoughts you have about yourself, the beliefs, the feelings, how you show up in the world? Especially when it comes to marriage, you do not get what you want. You get what you subconsciously believe you're worthy of receiving. And this has everything to do with your self-concept, how you see yourself. A woman with a high self-concept will naturally attract a man who mirrors that back to her. He will value her. He will consistently pursue her. He will put her first. He will honor her and honor her boundaries. And he will show up consistently, and his words will match his actions. Second is to know your values, know your beliefs, know what you stand for, know what your non-negotiables are, and make sure they are aligned and matching with his. Marriage coach, the hardest thing to fix in marriages is misaligned values. You can't change someone else's values, so make sure you're on the same page. Don't say like, I'll fix him, maybe he'll change, I'm going to inspire and motivate him. No, a man's values is a man's values. It's not going to change. Third one, you might not like, but you don't choose the man. The man chooses you. This is true in evolution. This is true in even the animal kingdom. You might think you're choosing the man, but he actually has to choose you. He has to see you and think, I want her. I need to pursue her. It needs to be his idea. This whole marriage needs to be his idea, not yours. It means that when he initiates, pursues, and wants to put a ring on it, you take some time to think, do I want to be with this man? Does he match my values? After he chooses you and makes the first move, you can either reject or accept the proposal. Never should you be asking, where is this relationship going? When are we going to get married? When are you going to come speak to my dad? You never want to be in the pursuing energy. That is his role. That is his job as a man. The bonus tip is to surrender the rest to God. He's the best of planners.
And a lot of times, what you might find with modern women is sometimes they know they're doing it, and they do it intentionally, but then other times they'll do it subconsciously, where you have a man that's continuing to audition. You're still comparing him to an ex-boyfriend, Chad or Tyrone, or some sort of guy, something like that you met somewhere, that you were in a situationship with. You wrote, well, he's not like this guy, or he can't do it like this guy, and my ex set the standard, and all that other nonsense. And eventually men hear that and they leave. So a good man that you had on the hook eventually leaves because you're talking nonsense. Oh, he's not really, he ain't a real man. He didn't step up to the plate. I ain't trying to step up to no plate. I ain't trying to do none of that, because this is not a one-sided audition to where you make all of the rules. We're both trying to put our best foot forward for each other. But it seems like in some form or fashion, one of us got only one.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do, because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
I think we have to start realizing that, when we talk about dating events and singles mixers and stuff like that, and men ain't showing up, maybe that's a sign. If you promote, and all of the women show up, but all of the men decide not to, for whatever reason, why is nobody stepping back to ask, now why aren't the men coming? Why aren't the men here? Man, we tried to do pickleball, they didn't come. We tried to do basketball, they didn't come. They'll come for football though. Looks like they didn't come for football. Maybe we need to start reaching out and asking, why aren't you guys coming? I mean, we had a night where we watched the football game and we had wings. We did the fight night. We did baseball. I mean, why are you guys not coming out? We're trying to do things that cater to you. And they'll tell you. And whenever they tell you, listen. Matter of fact, you don't even have to ask. You can just go in a comment section and see what men are upset about and what they're worried about, what they're concerned about. But do you think that people listen to men and what they be talking about? No.
This is the most guaranteed way to make sure that that man never helps out at bedtime again. The absolute best thing that you can do is change your mindset, appreciate that that man is stepping up, go into the other room, and do not nitpick him. Trust me.
And I think it really has come to a point to where, you know, women are starting to really see men missing in action. You know, where are the men at? You know, used to be in coffee shops, or they used to be over here. They used to be everywhere. Men used to be everywhere. It's just not the case anymore, right? You know, the reason that a lot of these modern women really noticed a man is because a man was in their face, right? And so when something is in your face, then you're more likely to say, oh, well, here's one over here, here's one over there. You know what I mean? Like, say, for instance, one thing that my wife says is like, man, you know, I never noticed, you know, the type of car that you drive until I got with you. And you'd be like, they're all over the place. I've noticed them. That's why I got one, because I noticed it all the time. But that's how people, you know, if I see something, then I'm focused in on it. I'm locked into it. When men used to talk to modern women, then they were like, oh, the men are everywhere. Man's over here, man's over there. I can get a man, you know, there's a man. You'll never have to worry about a man. But now that men are kind of pulling back, then they're like, where are the men at? Well, the men are still right where they've always been. They're right in front of your face. It's just, you don't notice them because they don't.
A lot of times we hear on social media that a man will change for the right woman. And I don't believe that. I feel like a lot of good women get done wrong because us as men don't deal with the trauma from our childhood. We don't deal with the trauma from our past relationships. We don't outgrow the mindset that was instilled in us, or a majority of us, when we were younger. A man will change when he's ready to become a good man. Because even when I look at our relationship, you have always been the right woman. You have always been a good woman. But in the beginning, I was blinded by my immaturity that I couldn't see everything that you brought to the table. And it wasn't until I was ready to become a better man, until I was ready to change my way of thinking, that I saw you for the woman that you are. So it's not that men will change for the right woman. It's when a man is ready to become the right man, then he will make the changes. Because there are a lot of men who missed out on good women because they wasn't mature enough to recognize what that woman brought to the table.
Hey, excuse me, you're pretty.
Well, thank you. You're ugly.
Hey, excuse me. Yeah, I thought you were pretty. I was wondering where I get your number.
No!
What
Get away!
Excuse me, you're pretty. What's your name?
I don't have one.
This might be a skit, but a lot of men have experienced some variation of this. Whether he approaches and she's like, ew, or she just has this look of disgust on her face. How hard is it to say thank you or sorry, I'm not interested? Imagine if this were reversed. A woman goes up and you're handsome, well, you're ugly. That woman would be making videos and going viral on how rude that man was. But it's okay for women to do that to men.
Let me tell you something. You modern women got a man showing up for you for years, doing your bidding, fighting off these other men that be dogging you out, simping for you, ungrateful, pretty much buy you anything that you want as long as he can afford it, and it ain't gonna put him out. That ain't the man that you want. Show up for you, be on the phone with you, gotta go to work early in the morning, gotta get up and go to the gym. need to be grocery shopping, on the phone with you. Had a business meeting, because some of these men are missing business opportunities. And you might sit up here and say, oh man, he an idiot for that. Maybe so. Maybe so. But he's trying to invest in you. And this is what men are trying not to do. See, I have this opportunity, but I'm trying to give you my time. And when y'all continue to waste a man's time, he says, you know what? I'm not missing no more opportunity. Well, you shouldn't in the first place. Exactly. But I did it because I thought you was going to be a good investment. And now that I know for sure, with 100% certainty, that you as a modern woman are not going to be a good investment, I'm going to be taking the business meeting every single
ranking double standards in dating from certified to socially justified. Height versus weight requirements. She can publicly demand 6'2" minimum like she's ordering a custom build, but mention you prefer fit women and suddenly you're fat phobic. S tier. Drunk texting. She drunk texts and it's cute and honest, but if you drunk text, it's embarrassing and desperate. C tier. Having a type. She only dates finance bros that make 6 figures a month, and that's knowing what she wants. But he prefers blondes and suddenly he's objectifying women. A tier. Body shaming. She can joke about dad bods, small packages, and bald spots on a podcast and everybody laughs, but he mentions her weight once and his name is trending. B tier. Men are trash versus women are trash. Men are trash gets you likes, retweets, and a comedy special, but women are trash gets you fired, banned, and a call from HR before you even finish the sentence. S tier. Age gaps. She dates younger and she's a cougar living her best life. He dates younger with the same age gap and he's a creep. A tier. Crying to get out of a ticket. She tears up and probably ends up with a warning, but he tears up and the cop asks if he's been drinking. D tier. Hitting your partner. You block her hand and suddenly you're the aggressor in everyone's phone video that started 3 seconds too late. Hands should be kept to yourself regardless of gender, but typically only one gender gets held to that standard. C tier. Manipulative testing. Setting up fake scenarios, having friends flirt with you, and manufacturing jealousy. This is called making sure if he's loyal. But if he did it, he's psychotic. B tier. Brutal honesty. She can tell you exactly what's wrong with you and call it being real, but you give her some feedback and you are insensitive. C tier.
And modern women expect you to commit to them, right? Modern women really honestly, they want control over commitment is really what they want. They want control over your access to them, and they want control over their commitment. So they want all of the cards, which is, oh, I'm strong and independent. I don't need no man, and this and that. I can choose this man. I got this man on my roster. He does this. I got this man that does that. And I can choose any one of them whenever I would like to. Right. You can do all of that and have a fantastic life. People doing things for you. I don't know what they got going on. That might be an arrangement that you guys enjoy in some instances for a number of years. But then you, at one point in time, and this is where you get into trouble. At one point in time, you want them, at some point in time, you want a man, even if it's not that man, you want a man to commit to you. Right? Unfortunately for you, that man has been seeing you act a fool out there. And now you're wondering why this man won't commit to you, why this man won't propose to you, why this man won't marry you. I've been seeing you act a fool. And a lot of men see that. They see you out here playing the field, roaming around, and then saying, I'm going to continue to roam around. You're not even doing it in private, right? They see all the stuff you're doing and they say, I don't think so. I don't want to marry a woman like that. If she's going to be out here messing with this guy and that guy, it's not the type of woman that I want. You got women out here trying to take a man for all of his money. I don't want that. That's not something that I'm looking for. You're not doing anything to beat the allegation.
I am so sick of no one knowing how to set boundaries. But of course, no one knows how to set boundaries because no one is teaching how to set them. They're just saying that you should have boundaries. So I'm gonna teach you, okay? First, boundaries are about my actions, controlling my actions, not somebody else's. Boundaries do not sound like, don't do this, don't do that. You should do this. You should understand where I'm coming from. You need to treat me better. None of those are boundaries. They don't start with don't do this. They don't start with you should do this. They don't start with you at all. None of that. Boundaries sound like statements of what I will do. Like, I think it's wise to take some space, so I'm going to. When our conversations get this heated, I have to take time to cool off and then I'll come back. If you start yelling at me or using degrading language, I'm going to call a timeout. I'm in a situationship with somebody and I don't want to be, I say, you know what, this is not what I expect from a relationship. It doesn't make you a bad person, it just makes you not my person. This is not what I expect from a friendship. I hate that it got this negative. I think it's wisest if I take some space, so I'm going to. Those are boundaries. Notice how they are all short, clear, and about me and my actions. Because I'm not asking for understanding, permission, or validation. I'm just communicating what I'm about to do. I would love to meet you. So I have a live free relationship masterclass coming up. DM Lauren Seed if you want to come. There's a live Q&A at the end.
You know, you have a lot of men out here choosing peace. Really, honestly and truly. It doesn't matter if a man is in a relationship or a man is, currently pursuing a relationship or a man doesn't have a relationship at all. It doesn't matter, right? Men have come to the point to where, I'm tired. I'm frustrated. There's no reason for me to continue feeling like this every day. I should not have to come home from work. And it's gotten to the point to where it's not even me coming home from work. I could be at work. And even it's gone beyond me being at work. I start my day with foolishness. You help me to start my day with foolishness. Men are tired of that. I start my day with foolishness. From the night before, you had something silly going on. I get up in the morning, you still have foolishness going on. I'm at work in the middle of the day, you still got foolishness going on. At the end of the day, I come home when I should be eating dinner, watching the game, still got foolishness going on. At all points and parts during the day, you've got foolishness going on. Why in the world would I want to be around them? Y'all don't care about it because you like keeping up mess. You like drama. You like to be the center of attention. Modern women, I'll take drama. I'll take this attention, this validation, however I can get it. But men are not that way. A lot of men are not that way. They don't like that type of stuff. But you're going to keep on doing that. And you're going to wonder why a man is like, you know what? I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to be a part of this nonsense. I'm just going to stay single. I'm not going to be part of this. I don't have to do this. You're wondering why. You're going to be asking where the men are. Staying far away from fooling.
Ladies, if you stop doing everything you do for him tomorrow, is he going to fight for you? Or is he just going to replace the convenience that you gave him? Let's talk about the convenience relationship that a lot of women are stuck in and don't even realize it. A convenience relationship is a relationship where a man doesn't love you, but he does love the benefits of having you around. He loves your comfort, your support, your softness, and your availability. But none of those things motivate him to claim you. And here's the crazy part. It doesn't feel toxic. It feels comfortable, familiar, and easy. That's why it's dangerous, because a man will never leave what's convenient. He'll only leave when it becomes uncomfortable to keep pretending. You carry the emotional labor. You plan the dates. You initiate the conversations. You hold the space. You keep the connection alive. Meanwhile, his only job is to respond whenever it's convenient. Men stay where they get maximum benefit with minimum effort. And if a man can get your body, your peace, your energy, your loyalty, without having to show up fully, he's not going anywhere. Not because he loves you, but because you're comfortable. And comfort is the biggest trap for women with big hearts. A convenience relationship only survives if you continue to overgive and he underinvests. The moment you stop making it easy, the truth shows itself fast. Peace and love. Like and follow.
And a lot of these modern women, after they get tired of being strong and independent, they want to get mad at a man because he don't step in and he don't drag her by her neck to do the things that she once didn't want to do. I'm sorry. You told me that you didn't want that to happen. Well, stay out of my way. I ain't never gonna let a man tell me what to do. Da 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 da. But now that you're tired of carrying a load, you just want that man. See, what they think men are doing is they think that think about it like the NFL, right? Where very few people get a chance. And so if one go, like you just got one, waiting for that man to go down. I'm just waiting for my chance. That man don't even got to go down. Just switch me in. Just give me a chance. You go out there, you get burnt. Coach sit you down. Okay, coach, I'm ready to go. I'm really ready. Not even the next game. You ready to go in the next drive. After you got burnt. Coach, that was my first time in. Put me back out there again. They think that men are that desperate to date them. That's why they think, oh man, I can always get a man like that. No. How many times, let me say this, how many times do you see an all-star? Because that's what y'all are looking for. How many times do y'all see an all-star begging to get back out there? Nope. He's not going to do it. He will go to another team. Because I have that cachet. I can do that. Oh, you don't want to play me? Oh, you want to sit me down? You don't have but a hand. And you might call it a diva. And I can't argue with you. But you ain't got but a handful of times to do that. In the middle of the season, I'm requesting a trade. Kevin Durant. Requested a trade. Hey, all-star athlete requested a trade, and it's gonna be granted. It's gonna be granted. So y'all thinking that y'all gonna have this bench of all-stars that when one go down, the next one up.
Wives, this one might sting. Your independence may be pushing your husband away. Now, don't get me wrong. Being strong and capable is amazing, but marriage was never meant to be two people living separate, self-sufficient lives under the same roof. It's about interdependence, choosing to lean on each other, need each other, and build a life together. When we get stuck in the mindset of I don't need anyone, we start to shut our spouse out. We stop asking for help. We stop letting them pour into us. And eventually, they stop feeling needed. And that's when distance creeps in. The strongest marriages are not about proving you can do it all on your own. They are about knowing you could, but choosing to still do it together. So maybe it's not about losing your independence. Maybe it's about redefining it. Because real strength, it's letting someone in.
Are all problems in relationships the man's fault? Yes. No, but really, if you're in a relationship that you do not like, you have two choices. As a man talking to men, this is for you. Number one, you can leave the person you're with. Maybe you're married 20 years, you can just start over. You'll probably have to deal with the same things that you don't want to face in yourself right now with the next person, but you can try it. The second thing you can do is work on the relationship that you're in and that you committed to. So are you the source of all the problems? I got a better question for you. Are you willing to take radical ownership for the solution to the problems in your relationship? Are you willing to rebuild trust where it was broken, to create emotional stability and connection, and to come clean about any addictions you have? That's what I'm curious about. If your relationship is a mess, there's a lot you cannot change about your wife right now. Her triggers, how she responds, the lack of warmth, all of that is a byproduct from feeling disconnected to each other. So you can wait for her to treat you better, lighten up a little bit, but you could be waiting a lifetime because there's pain involved. Man, what if you could be the solution to your relationship? What if you validated instead of got defensive, initiated connection instead of isolated on your phone? We got options. The moment you take ownership for yourself, you invite your wife to do the same. As you validate her pain, she will open up to you. She will come close to you. Again, this is a man talking to men. My marriage was going to end in 2019, and I finally took the focus off of my wife's reactions and got serious about my own recovery work and personal development, and something crazy happened. I got a brand new wife. Same woman, different demeanor. Trust was restored. Communication was enjoyable. We loved being together and connecting. Anybody can have that. Men, you are powerful to create change in your relationship. If you're a man and you need support right now, click the link in my bio to claim a free trial of my Grounded Men's Community app, where you'll receive daily support, weekly coaching, and tools that will help you accelerate your growth and rebuild your relationship. We'll see you inside the app.
Is there ever a scenario where women initiate conversation via text/call or meeting in person? And if not, why? So, great question, Mara. Early in the courtship, there is no initiation of that. He's got to make it happen. He's got to make it work. And the reason why we don't do that is because The way that you win in dating is based on detachment. You want to be as detached as possible because you're going to need 150 to 200 conversations to find your person. And if you're attached to each and every person that you talk to, and most women are, by the way, then dating is going to be very difficult and very, very challenging. So the reason why we're not going to be initiating is because there's something called the IKEA effect. And it is this. When they've found that most people that buy IKEA furniture hold on to it much longer than any other furniture. And the reason why they do that is because they've invested not just money, but also sweat in the fact that they have put in and actually invested in making it. So each and every time, let's transfer over to dating, that you are calling or texting, you're putting an investment into this potential courtship that is happening, and it's going to make it harder for you to step away when you need to. And most of the time, you're going to need to step away. Now, is there a time where that changes? Yes, there is a time within the courtship that I shared with my clients exactly when that thing flips. Okay? But y'all got to be a client for me to tell you when that is and why.
Is it true that women marry who they can settle for and not who they want?
No, I think that women sleep with who they want. Men sleep with who they can. Men marry who they want, but women marry who they can, right? So it's the inverted action of it. And I think that we as women, I don't think that we just settle inside of marriage. I think that we choose a person, sometimes to our detriment. I think that we lack the ability to vet it out because we've been taught not to date more than one person at a time. And I don't mean sleep with multiple people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying genuinely getting to know. And then what happens? You'll be on a date. Let's say you go on a date 4 times in the month. You hit it off with one guy, then you cut off all the other 3. But the truth is you might spend 6 months with this one guy that you didn't even like, not knowing that it was guy number 3 that could have been your future forever. And now you cut that man off because of a man that kind of made you feel a certain type of way. And so I would just really challenge women to be much more logical in the sense of who they're choosing and why they're choosing them. Monetary, although that is important, it's not enough. A beautiful body, although that's nice to have, it's not enough. The real nitty gritty inside of relationships that last is your mental, emotional, and spiritual strength. If you don't have those things, the body and the money don't matter. I know people that have all the money and they're super depressed. You know, they're sad, they're miserable. They feel like what's it all for? Nothing even matters. They run through people, they run through relationships. They can't keep solid people in their lives, right? And then I also know people that are rich, that have the mental capacity, the spiritual content, everything. And so it's just a different level of life when you're able to have the things that matter most, and the way that you look and the money that you have are icing on the cake.
Right.
But I think we as women need to look for what matters most.
Who love you ain't gonna come to you while he broke. A broke man is an angry man. A broke man is a figuring out man. A broke man is gonna tell you gotta wait. And who love you don't want to tell you that. Who really love you, they gonna wait to put you stay got together. And if a motherfucker come to you telling you up front of that, they probably there to use you. Cause a ain't gonna come bother you. They gonna get together, then they gonna put you when they can afford with you and give you good experiences in life.
So yeah, men can't be heard. And so, okay, how can I articulate men for women so that women will then be able to see and hear men in their life? I never wanted anybody to need me to do this translation. Just if I can open your eyes, get the prejudice out of our ears, and listen to these folks. And it doesn't mean that everything about them is great. No, they're human. They struggle deeply with issues of honor and accountability and shame and fealty and faith, and they're complex. And they say they're simple. Like when people, when men are like, what do you do? I've been studying men since 1991. I've literally had a man in an airplane turn to me and go, are you slow? We're simple. And it took a while for me to be able to say right back, no, you're not. You're direct, and you confuse that with simple. But a woman has to pay attention to 9 things to have you understand something that she needs.
So my brother just married a woman he's only known for 7 months. Congratulations to my brother, and I love him, right? But this is the twist. He was with a woman for 10 years. Everything she asked my brother to do, he is doing for this woman that he has only known for 7 months. Bottom line, bro, I love you if you're watching this, but I had to share it. Stop begging these men to do things you need to be done, because he is not going to change for you. He will never be the man you need him to be, because you are not the woman that he wants to be with. People change for who they want to change for. Stop preaching and start waiting patiently for your husband.
There's one thing that avoidant men desperately don't want you to know, and this is something they likely don't even realize themselves. I'm Valerie. I help you attract a healthy relationship. Follow me for more dating advice and book a one-on-one session in my profile. Avoidant men actually rely on and need you to be anxious in order for them to feel validated. This hot and cold dynamic that often happens when you are dating someone avoidant and you are anxious is because they need to have their fix of knowing, wow, she really likes me. Wow, she needs me. Wow, she wants more with me. Even if they don't actually want to get closer with you and build something long-term, build something sustainable with you, they rely on you just as much as you rely on them to get your validation. They need you feeling anxious. They need you to crave them. They need you to want more of them in order to feel confident and secure. Even though they don't show you, and even though you feel like, wow, feels like they don't even like me, or it feels like they could totally live without me or go for a while without seeing me or talking to me, they are still getting a need met by being in this dynamic with you, even if they won't commit to you. And if hearing this made you a little mad, that's a good thing, because it's a sign that you are ready to heal your anxious attachment style and no longer be a match for and no longer be attracted to avoidant men who can't even give you anything close to what it is you want in love. And if you're ready to put an end to attracting this dynamic once and for all so that you can attract a man who is secure and ready for a relationship, you are going to love my brand new program coming out called Securely Chosen. I'm going to be guiding you and giving you the tools to end anxious spirals, heal your anxious attachment style, and become more secure, more magnetic, and more confident so that you finally can be a match for the relationship of your dreams. You can join the wait list at the top of my page.
It's like that.
When I bought my brothers them out,
okay,
I hooked them up with females.
You said your brothers. I'm talking about somebody that's not related.
Even if it's a
male that's not related to you.
Related to me, it's still like a brother of mine. So as far as like family,
it's not your brother. Drop a bomb. Here, when women talk about, oh, this is bro right here. Oh, this is my brother right here. If your mama did not birth that, that is not your brother. That is the oldest game in the book. Fellas, if all these is bro and all these is cuz, it's a lot of been going on, and I mean that respectfully. What a coincidence, bro, be all the time. Like,
when's the last time you cried? I lost my best friend this year, so it's still been a hard thing for me. You made me think about it. It's hard. Don't joke. That was my brother.
And then, just like mildly uncomfortable.
Never hit a man where he's weak. Never. It could be true, it could be real, but you don't hit him where he's weak, because it'll turn around on you.
When a man opens up, don't you use what he said when he was open to prove a point when you want to win an argument. You will never hear the full story from us ever again. And we'll start say stuff like this. How are you? Good. I ain't good, but I just ain't telling you.
Good for you.
Women, let me tell you something. Men are not emotionless. We have deep emotions. We just don't know how to express them. And let me tell you, if you make us feel unsafe, you'll never hear from us again.
This is why so many marriages fail and will continue to fail, because people only marry for love. Guys' hobbies don't need to benefit you. Absolutely, your hobbies don't need to benefit me whatsoever. I pissed off a lot of men, like I always do, by saying that women should pick men whose hobbies benefit them. Because a lot of women will end up with men whose hobbies destruct their lives. And a lot of times, you know, these hobbies are actually addictions like gambling, certain media like video games or porn. A lot of times, men's hobbies, his way he decompresses after work, is damaging to your family and your relationship. It's damaging to the way that you view him. And a lot of times, his hobby is something he can't pause, something he can't walk away from, something he has to leave you to go do. And I'm not saying video games is always a bad hobby, because some women love video games. It's not about the hobby, it's about you. What benefits you? When you're marrying somebody, that's long term. You need to think longevity wise, not today. Today it's so cute that he sits on the couch and he plays his little video games and you put your little feet on his lap. But in 10 years, when you have 3 kids running around the house, it's not so cute. When he sleeps through the baby crying every single night because he is up until 4 a.m. playing video games, it's not so cute. Men will always, because they've always felt entitled to women, always pick a woman who benefits them in every single way. And very often, because of the way we are socialized, our hobbies as women tend to benefit men. Now, I'm not saying this is your hobby, but if your hobby is cooking, if your hobby is organizing, if your hobby is baking, if your hobby is throwing dinner parties, a lot of women's hobbies tend to benefit men. This doesn't mean that hobbies that are just for you don't benefit other people too. You can certainly pick a hobby that is just for yourself, but it also benefits him. You get the picture. There is really not a lot of hobbies that women can do that just do not ever benefit men. And men will always pick a woman who benefits them. And it's time that women start thinking that way too. Pick the man who benefits you.
Ever wonder why good men are so hard to find? Here's the harsh reality. A good man is like a rare gem in a sea of trash. Loyal, respectful, a man of his word. He'll treat you like royalty, make you feel like the queen you are. But here's the catch. If you're not a real queen, you might think you can take advantage of him, treat him like he's disposable. But don't be mistaken. Just because he's good doesn't mean he's naive. Here's where it gets real. Lose him, and guess what? There's a line of people out there who would value what you lost. When he walks away, he won't just find someone who treats him better. Oh no, he'll find happiness, and you'll be left kicking yourself, realizing how rare good men truly are. Now here's the dark twist. Never underestimate a good person. They may be kind, but if you push them too far, even the best of people have their limits. When they finally decide to walk away, they won't hurt you in the obvious way. No, the worst they'll do is leave you. And that's a punishment worse than any revenge. So do yourself a favor. Don't play games with a good man. Now tell me, who's the good man in your life? If you made it to the end, drop 100 below and hit that follow button.
A group of white girls who were sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't wanna hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well, they get cheated on. Well, they do this. Well, they do that. But then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Actually cared about being independent and it was something that made you happy, you would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. Find every excuse in the world to not be submissive and wonder why white women can get away with their bad behavior. We take everything bad from white women, except for the fact using marriage to our own benefit. But you'll run to the child support office, though. Equality against men, and the only time we actually want to be equal to men is when it comes to degenerate behavior, hypersexuality, or abandoning children. Even when it comes to the gold digger conversation, what you don't see those other women do, even when they are just screwing men for money, is bashing men and inadvertently making men feel like they're not important. Also, too, telling them that they don't need men. Psychologically, we have been taught to disassociate ourselves. And even in that Malcolm X quote, where he says the black woman is the most disrespected, he also says to be near your man. Because who taught you to hate the very race?
A lot of these modern women, what they want is the benefit of a good man. They want the benefit of a traditional man. They want the benefit, all the benefits, that tradition, that the patriarchy, whatever you want to call it. They want all of those benefits, but they don't really respect the man that's giving them those benefits. lot of these modern women will go out here and still be messing with, they'll find the dude and still be messing around with other dudes talking about, I just can't find a man that respects me. Can't find a man that wants me and loves me and sees me for who I am. Can't find him. Well, what about this guy? Yeah, you know, he does respect me. Is he ugly? No, he's not ugly. Is there any chemistry there? You know, butterflies. Is, you know, you say you're looking for a spark. Is there a spark there? Yeah, there's a spark there, but I'm 25. I'm 25. And I'm not paying attention to that spark right now. I'm trying to go out and create other sparks. Why would you go out and try to create another spark when you have the spark right here? Most people spend a lifetime looking for this type of man. You found him at 25, 26 years old. Some of these women have the privilege of going to college, doing all that they need to do, and really honestly and truly, all that they want to do. Some of these women will be out here, beat and racked up a high body count, done everything that you can think of. By the time they're 30 years old, run across a man that would be like, yeah, I know you was wild, but I'm willing to, I don't care about any of that. Well, what's going to happen when men start talking to you about, yeah, I know, but I'm willing to overlook that. It sounds like you changed. It sounds like you've gone to therapy. It sounds like you're not the same person anymore. Why don't we get together? No, I don't want to do that. Well, I respect you. I'll take you out. I'll do all of these things for you. No, I'm not ready yet. I want to go another 5 years doing all of the things that I want to do. And then, honestly and truly, in about another 5 years, when he's found somebody that has less bodies, respects him, respects what he does for a living, respects his community, respects his family, whole 9 yards. Obviously, she ain't perfect. He ain't perfect, right? They go ahead and get married. And at about 35 years old, he got a 5-year-old. And you sitting up there trying to, freeze your eggs and do all that other nonsense. That's on you.